The Breakfast Club, bitch.
All right, Tommy, please tell me, why was I your donkey of the day?
Well, donkey of the day for Friday, October 22nd, goes to the former U.S. Secretary of State, Ms. Condoleezza Rice. Ms. Rice was on The View the other day, and she was asked about a topic that has been trending for a while now, and that is critical race theory. Drop on the clues bombs for critical race theory, okay? What is critical race theory? Do you want the textbook definition first? Well, the textbook definition is critical race theory is a body of legal scholarship and an academic movement of U.S. civil rights scholars and activists who seek to critically examine the intersection of race and U.S. law and to challenge mainstream American liberal approaches to racial justice. Basically, it's the truth about America in regards to how they treated black and indigenous people in this country. It's simply a way of understanding how American racism has shaped public policy, okay? And numerous state legislators do not want it in classrooms. They do not want kids learning about the housing discrimination due to race. They don't want kids learning about the impacts of criminal justice policy in the 90s because of race. And of course, the legacy of enslavement on black Americans. Let me be clear, there is nothing wrong with critical race theory because CRT is simply the truth. All right, yes, the core idea of CRT is that it's a social construct and that race is not just the product of individual bias or prejudice, but that it's in the system. We know this though, all right? The very foundation of America was built on racism. It's embedded in all legal systems and policies. These are just facts, people, all right? Big facts like the podcast, all right? Salute the Scream. Bank and Jade. Now, in life, especially your own personal life, you can't heal what you don't reveal. I tell y'all this all the time, and that healing hurts. It hurts because you can't run from yourself. You have to face yourself. All the so-called good, so-called bad, so-called ugly, all of it has to be faced head on. That's how you get to a place of healing. America will never get to that place of healing because America keeps running from itself. Malcolm X told us a long time ago that if we're not careful, the newspapers will have us hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. Why is this quote so important now in regards to CRT? Because we live in an era where folks don't want to upset the oppressor, don't want to challenge the system because they don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. And the reason they don't want to teach kids the truth, especially little white kids, is because then those little white kids may want to do something about it. They may want some change. They may not want to go along with this system. They will see all the things this country has done wrong and fight like hell to change them. That's what they're afraid of. And that's why they want to rewrite history to make the oppressor the oppressed and the actual oppressed, well, we just need to get over it, all right? Because they want to act like it never happened. Case in point, Condoleezza Rice. Really bugs me out when I see black people talking like this, okay? I don't care how long you've been accepted by the white man. It just really bugs me out when I see black people talking like this, like she is giving white people a luxury they would never give her or anyone that looks like her. You know, don't talk about the truth because it makes people uncomfortable. Well, let's listen to what she said on The View.
I grew up in segregated Birmingham, Alabama. My parents never thought I was going to grow up in a world without prejudice, but they also told me that's somebody else's problem, not yours. You're going to overcome it, and you are going to be anything you want to be. And that's the message that I think we ought to be sending to kids. One of the worries that I have is that somehow white people now have to feel guilty for everything that happened in the past. I don't think that's very productive. Or black people have to feel disempowered by race. I would like black kids to be completely empowered, to know that they are beautiful in their blackness. But in order to do that, I don't have to make white kids feel bad for being white.
You know, on episode 3 of my late night talk show, The God's Honest Truth, we discuss all this anti-CRT rhetoric because what white people want to teach is critical racist theory. That's actually the name of the episode, okay? Whenever you attempting to rewrite history, revise history, sugarcoat history, ignore history, you're only doing this because you are afraid of the history. And the history of America just simply can't be ignored. And that's why history can be broken down to his story, because if it's not his story being told, his being the white man, then he don't want nothing told at all. All right? These racists and bigots don't want their racism and bigotry addressed because then they would be held accountable for it. And accountability would look like changes in racist legislation and compensation in the form of reparations. They don't want to have to deal with none of that. Okay, the system's working for them. Why would they want to change it? Now, I told y'all, we talked about this on the God's Honest Truth. You can go stream episode 3, Critical Racist Theory on Paramount Plus yourself. But one thing we did in that episode is I sent my guy Van Lathan down to D.C. to go to Dr. Bahia Muhammad's class. Dropping the clues bombs for Dr. Bahia Muhammad. She's been on Breakfast Club before. And she rounded up some students from an HBCU to have a discussion with a person who is anti-critical race theory. And one of the sisters in the classroom, her name is, I think I'm pronouncing this right, Cayenne Sola. She broke down how we all feel in regards to anti-critical race theory. Quite simple and plain, okay? Folks who don't want this taught because it hurts white people's feelings, listen.
You say that CRT basically bashes all white people, but when you look at the data, when you look at the specifics in Education Week, where they describe what CRT is, it specifically says it's not bashing all white people. Oh, this happened and it makes white people look bad? What are we supposed to do about that?
No, that's a very good question.
You know, this country was built on racism and...
Really?
Oh, what do you mean, really? Oh, I mean, if you want to get into it, sir, we can get into it.
They got into it. They got into it a little bit. Go watch the episode, okay? Dropping the clues bombs for Cayenne Sola. Sorry, sister. You know I can't pronounce nothing. But what she said is so accurate. If your feelings are hurt because the true history of this country is being taught, then what are we supposed to do about it? All right? Look, it's simple for me. It's quite simple. I really need you to hear me right now. If the truth makes you uncomfortable, don't blame the truth. Blame the lies that made you comfortable in the first place. Once again, if the truth makes you uncomfortable, don't blame the truth. Blame the lies that made you comfortable in the first place. Please give Condoleezza Rice and any other anti-critical race theorist the biggest hee-haw.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today. And make sure you check out our Charlamagne show each and every Friday, 10 o'clock tonight.
Well, yes, we have a dark week this week. So we'll be back next week with new episodes. But that gives you an opportunity to catch up on the first 5 episodes of The God's Honest Truth. They're streaming on Paramount Plus or on Comedy Central on demand. So go check it out.
All right.
Now, are we going to do guess what race it is for Condoleezza Rice? Or no?
I go white.
Man, shut up.
Donkey Today is brought to you by the law office of Michael S. Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the bull if you've been hurt in a construction accident. That's pound 250 from your cell and say the bull.